back where we began a week ago, Bike Shed Moto, and it seems we're interrupting the MotoGP. So I've just been slightly told off for riding it in here and filling the place with two-stroke. Right, so I've got about a week to kill now that the Baja's over. So I thought what I'll do is rent a van, which I've done using the app called Turo, and I'm now heading out to pick it up down in Long Beach, which has taken 3 sort of changes of public transport, which interesting experience. It's not entirely clear which line goes where, but anyway, I think I got there. So now I'm going to go pick up this Sprinter. I'm then going to go to the bike shed, pick up the bike, put the bike in the Sprinter, and I'm going to head up and do a couple of trails that I found on Wikiloc. Nothing difficult, just making the most of having brought a motorbike all the way out here. I thought I can't do nothing for this week. All right, so I picked the bike up from the bike shed, and now it's in the back of the van, this awesome lifted van. Let's head out to the desert and find this Husky Memorial. But look where we are, we're in the middle of absolutely nowhere. So rather relying on the Garmin InReach in case anything goes wrong. So this is a monument to bikers who have not made it. Right out in the middle of nowhere in the desert. So this morning we're going to be exploring the Big Bear Trail network, and I slept in this van last night, exactly here. I rolled the bike out this morning, and now we're going to do about 200 kilometers of trials. High Desert Gold Diggers, 60-acre claim gold digger. Oh, there you go. Don't get any bright ideas.
So there was a closure earlier as well, and it seems on the other side of the lake it's also closed. So I'll have to look at the route and see what options I've got available. More difficult is what that means, those signs. So not having a proper mount for my phone is becoming a bit problematic, and phone's just left my device. Will it be scratched? No, that's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. Absolutely fine. So I'm driving out to what is called the Hidden Valley campsite, and true to name, I have no idea where it is along this dusty track road, so let's see what happens. Well, good morning from Ocotillo Wells. So this is getting closer to, I think, Glamis and the Mexican border, where I came from a couple of days ago. But again, my home for the night, the 4x4 Mercedes Sprinter that I rented, and I'm in the middle of nowhere. So I've got a trail loaded up on the phone, DMD2 device, which was popping out yesterday. So I really tested the ruggedness of that device, because it popped out a couple of times straight onto the rocks to take a proper beating as well. But it's still going. So I've tried to sort of gaffer tape it in a little bit more today, and I've got the gaff tape with me. I've also got tools. This became very loose yesterday, so I've tightened it up again, and I have the tools with me, a Magic Metal, and so interesting. No more of that, please. Interesting. Well, that was horrible. No more of that, please. You start to appreciate why paper road books are still a thing. So my only device out here, the digital device for knowing where I am, is overheating. At last I just saw it saying 60 degrees, so now I'm trying to restart it so I can at least memorize where I'm going before it restarts again. last riding for me down in Ocotillo Wells. Bike's loaded. That's the last it's going to do. It's roasting hot today. It must be 42 degrees, something like that in C. I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit. Today was super difficult. The Wikiloc route was not an easy one. It kind of took me through canyons and up some pretty steep rock climbs and down some pretty crazy sort of formations. Couldn't turn around if I'd wanted to, and then dumped me into like a riverbed for a good 30 kilometers, and then my mobile phone just had enough of the heat, so I actually had to use the Garmin InReach to try and figure out where I was. I just went to the Blue Inn Cafe, and I was their first customer of the season, so even the locals consider it too hot. They're only just starting to come out here to play, and I can completely see why. Apparently Christmas and New Year is absolutely wild out here, and the whole desert is kind of transformed into people off-roading. So definitely one to remember. I kind of have a feeling that I might come back, and then tomorrow I'm going to drive to LA, drop the bike off, and then start making my journey home. I thought I'd treat myself to a hotel room as opposed to sleeping in the van, so give you the tour. So we've got a bathroom, perfectly nice, and then in here got a lovely chair and a lovely bed, and then over here a fridge. So really everything that a person could need for a comfortable stay. Well, I'm a few minutes away from the drop-off place, and this is the end of the journey for the motorbike, at least with me. Now it's going to head off to the dock and spend a load of time sailing around the world, making its way back to the UK. It's going to take about 3 months. I wish you well, little two-stroke. You've done me proud. You didn't give me any grief. You didn't have any mechanical issues whatsoever. And here we are at the logistics company. Dropping the bike off in this big old warehouse. I'm going to try and drop the wheels off as well. Yeah, well done, little bike. Didn't give me any problems. And now you're going to make your way back to the UK. I've been wearing the same clothes for the last few days, and now I find myself pushing all of my worldly possessions in a shopping trolley down a highway in Los Angeles. Funny how things work out. Dropped off my bags, look slightly less homeless now, and now I'm just waiting a few hours until this one here, 3:55, London Heathrow. So today is the 19th of March 2025. I dropped the bike off in October, and it took a little bit longer than expected to make its way to the UK, but it has, and now I'm finally heading off to Southampton to go and pick it up. And the 300 is back, just like that, easy peasy, exactly as I left it, still covered in sand. And now I'm just going to load it onto the trailer. Got my spare wheels as well. Happy days. Now just a 2-hour trip back to London, and then the rebuild begins.